This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Sean Recognize.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's goody, my people? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Prophet Pete, from the city that never sleep. And your girl calls me the chef because she loved my wrist game when I played with her. And that's it.
Something else playing, P.
Something else playing?
Something else is playing, yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
What the
You
fuck? Hold on a
you can
second.
hear?
Here. Yeah, I hear it. It's playing. Hold on. Yeah, something's on, B. Something playing.
I don't hear nothing. I hear me and you.
I'm trying to make sure it's not on my end. What in the fuck is going on here? It sounds like you sure you ain't got like a movie of the week thing playing or nothing like that? Nothing else is playing? What the fuck is this? I don't got nothing playing over here. Oh wait, hold up. Yes, I do. Commercial. Okay, I'm like, what the fuck? All right, well, you got to cut that part out. Anyway, okay, go ahead, do the intro again.
So we're gonna start it all over. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Sean Recognize.
Yo, you already know, man. It's your boy, Prophet Pete, from the city that never sleep. And your girl calls me the chef because she loved my wrist game when I play with her. And we just gonna leave it like that. And we got my man.
And I only buy your girl scarves in the wintertime because I'm only concerned with the neck. Sean Recognize. What's up, world?
Gang. We here, y'all.
Woo!
Man, yo, you know what? You gotta keep a neck warm.
Gotta keep the neck warm, baby. Gotta keep that neck warm, man.
Yeah, you don't want the muscles in the neck to contract. So
you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that cold neck. You know what I'm saying? You want that warm neck. that motherfucking pigeon. You get that pigeon. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That. Woo! Boy, I tell you, man. Y'all, man, thank y'all for being here another week, man. Logging on and locking in with your boys. We're going to talk about it all, man. What's going on in the news, what's going on in hip hop, man. Of course, we got special guests coming in later on, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. We got the movie of the week. We got the middle finger of the week. We got the top 5 of the week. We got the new joint of the week. We got the old school joint of the week, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all picked a good time to drop in and check in on us, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we got it all laid out for you, the listeners, the viewers, the supporters, everybody that's subscribed. You know what I mean? Everybody that supports, everybody that tweets and comments and follows, and you know what I'm saying? Just rocks with us every week, man. We appreciate it.
Yo, and I would say this. We always gotta give a shout out, or as they say, take care of church business, right? We are in so many places that people don't even realize. So it doesn't even matter if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, you on Twitch. Like we got you. Like tell the people that that like those grown men that like to play those video games and they want to sit there and just lock in and really have a good time in the middle of them doing their shit. For real, they can lock into us too, because this is real barbershop shit.
Yes, sir.
and that's just what it is. But yo, I want to start off with saying this week, and I heard the realest quote. I guess we call it a quote, but I guess I would have. Well, we can't really call it a quote because I don't even remember the motherfucker that said it. But besides all that, right? Being in a situation when you're in a situation as a grown ass man, or as a man, or as a young man, you are given the opportunity in literally a few seconds to show someone where you came from or to show someone where you don't. And I really want people to think about that a little bit, because I could literally show you the Harlem me, the 1980 to 19 whatever, and sit there and be ignorant or whatever, or show you where I'm at right now, where I'm going. So it's real easy to de-escalate a situation when you choose to show someone where you going instead of where you came from. Because trust and believe, the easiest thing to revert to is what you used to.
That's right.
I might have to put hands and feet on somebody. I can, but doesn't mean that I need to.
Yeah, I have a saying myself, in my own personal day to day. You know, sometimes as we grow older, we learn to deal with frustration and anger management, a lot better than we did in our youth. But my saying is, when somebody takes me to that limit or try to pushes my button, so to speak, I say, I can handle it one or two ways. I can handle it the mature way, and usually that's walking away or swallowing my pride and just removing myself from the situation, or I could take them to the borough. You know what I'm saying? And that outcome usually entails a lot more physicality, a lot more aggression. You know what I'm saying? And it usually doesn't end well for the person on the receiving end. But those are the two choices that we have to make, man. And yeah, every once in a while, man, I got to take somebody to the borough. Not always, and not meaning violence, but just sometimes you got to give people the tongue lashing that they have deserved, and they've worked so hard for. Sometimes people are not satisfied until they get it. Now I'm not encouraging this behavior. I don't want to seem like I want to say, well, Sean Recognize told me it was all right to snap out on their ass. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. I'm just telling you what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing, the Lord ain't done with me yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still dealing with my own personal demons. Don't you adopt any bad habits from your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm only trying to give you sound advice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm keeping it real because that's the only way I know how to do it with y'all.
Yo, and it's funny because I know when I'm about to like really pop off on somebody,
yeah,
the first thing you do is reach for the loops in your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like, yo, what you say?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
then you reach for those loops, you pull them
Yeah.
up.
It's like,
It's good. It's like,
yeah,
what? Like, what you say?
yes. That's something. That's definitely a hood. Something that only somebody from the hood is going to recognize. They're going to see that. He said recognize when they see that. Yeah, it's going to be. It's going to be a movie. You know what I'm saying? That and when you see the hand claps start to happen, when people start talking with their hands, like, yeah, it's probably not going to be a good outcome. You know what I'm saying? And if you hear, all right, that's cool. I'll be right back. Get your ass out of there. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're there for your damn daughter's wedding reception. God damn, if you hear somebody say, I'll be right back, get your ass out of there right now.
Because the right back means
Yeah, because the right back is
it,
it's not going to be a good outcome when somebody says they'll be right back. Because why they got to, first of all, why they got to leave if they coming right back? Okay, that's number one. Number two, what do they need to go get that they don't have right now? You know what I'm saying? That shit, open your eyes and your ears, people. You feel what I'm saying? When you see black people running, just follow them. Don't ask no questions. When we get outside, we'll have the discussion. You feel what I'm saying? But if you see me in motion, damn it, you better try and keep up. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, for real. But no lie, man. I'll tell you, and I know I spoke about this situation probably once or twice. My younger brother had a situation, and they was like, "Yo, when I see you again, it's gonna be a problem." My brother was like, "Nah, man, fuck that. We already got a problem. Let's handle it right." My brother didn't even let the nigga leave. Like
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
right.
"No, no, no. We gonna handle this shit right now."
Yeah, I salute him. That's the way to do it, man. Why am I gonna wait? You know what I'm saying? Until you got the upper hand, or until um you feel like you have the advantage in some way, because obviously you don't feel like you have it now, otherwise you wouldn't be talking about coming back. So no, let's handle it right now. That
Yeah,
was absolutely the correct course of action for sure. I would have
yeah.
done the same thing. Smart man.
But on some real shit though, like we spend a lot of time moving in the fashion that we feel we really need to handle shit. Like
Yeah,
there's so much of yo, I need to handle this person or I need to handle this situation. Where the easiest thing is to just let it go. Right now, you know, I'm preaching whatever I'm preaching, but I can tell you, I spent a lot of time in my life being that individual that was like, nah, man, fuck that. And I went through a lot of trials and tribulations through my life that brought me to the point that I am today. That I'm like, you know what? I know I could fight. I know I have fight in me, but it's like, how long am I going to fight? Like, there's, and when I say fight, I'm not talking about physically fighting or whatever. I'm talking about going against the grain. I'm talking about doing those types of things. How long am I going to do that?
right.
When am I going to get to enjoy my life? When I wake up in the morning and enjoy the breath that I take when I wake up. You know, I spent so much time with my fist up and being on the defensive that I stopped realizing that there's more to life than just trying to prove a point. And
Yeah, man.
that's
It's about the energy. It's about the energy that you surround yourself with. It's about the energy that you put out. You know what I mean? It's about all of the things that you ingest, not just food wise, but even into your even into your mental. The things that you read and things that you watch on TV, and you know what I'm saying, the things that you listen to. All of that is part of your that's your mental diet. You know what I mean? And that's just as important as your physical diet. You know what I mean? If you're constantly ingesting negativity and chaos and confusion and and trash TV and stuff like that, well then that's what your thoughts tend to become after a while. And
yeah,
you start to lean towards that way of thinking.
yeah. And there's certain things that I do not do, and I make sure that it's not in my mental diet. And I don't know if mental diet is a thing. It might be all the way made up. You might have heard it today on the spot.
That's all right. That's okay. We might have coined the phrase. Hey,
Right.
get a patent.
Yeah,
We'll get a patent on that bitch.
yo, for real. But watching certain reality TV shows, watching the
Hmm.
news, watching certain things is going to poison your thought process.
That's right.
Right. If you sit there and you watch Love and Hip Hop, I'm sorry. I know Love and Hip Hop. They got all these different, you know, break offs or whatever, whatever they would call it. I can't even find a phrase for it right now. But
Spin-offs, different
the
spin-offs.
spin-offs, right? Because it was Love and Hip Hop, then you had Love and Hip Hop New York, Atlanta, blah 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 blah.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Hmm.
You have uh 90 Day Fiance. You got all these different things popping off, right? But all these things do is show absolute dysfunction in the
Dysfunction.
relationship.
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Housewives, forget it. Mob wives, forget it. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
people think that that's the way they need to act because that's how they see relationships or the way people deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's poisoning relationships. That's poisoning your life, your day to day. You know, I heard my father say something the other day, and I was like, "Damn, I'm really cut from the fucking same cloth." But I'm on the phone with him, like literally, me and him are on the phone, and he's cleaning his car, whatever, outside in the Bronx, and some lady pull up, and she's like, "Yo, I can't fit my car. I need you to move your car so that I can fit in this parking space."
Uh-huh.
Now, you know, I'm not a spring chicken, so we
Yeah.
already know that my father is nowhere near a spring chicken,
Uh-huh.
and I'm on the phone with him. He said, "Yo, who the fuck you think you talk?" I said, "God damn." He was like, "Yo, who the fuck you think you talking to? You can fit in that spot. You want me to move my car so that you could just be able to fit in here comfortably?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, you got this shit all the way fucked up." Right? Yo, and I'm sitting there, I'm on the phone, like I got the phone to my ear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, damn right. Damn right.
yo, and I'm like, I would have said the same shit, but I'm like, yo, Pop, for real, like, was it that serious? He's like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
But he also carried a hammer on his hip too, so it was like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
fuck that. I get a business to anybody that pull up.
Yeah.
And
I heard something on the internet and they were talking, I think it was Cameron. They was doing an interview with Cameron. They was asking him why he would never date any girls from Harlem. And he was just, he was just commenting. He says, I guess in the late 80s, early 90s, we thought it was cute, the way that the girls would kind of talk with the the slang and the intensity that the guys would. He says, but when you take that shit outside of the city, it's not cute no more. You know what
nah,
I'm saying? He says so, but it's like that's a very New York thing. The directness that we speak with. You know what I mean? We're very, very direct. We're very, cut and dry. We're very abrupt. Like there's no fat in what we're saying. We get right to the fucking point. And a lot of times it's misconstrued in an aggressive way. Now, sometimes we do mean it aggressive, but there are a lot of times when we're just communicating and it's just the way that we say certain things, people take it a little bit more, serious than I guess they need to. You know what I mean? So, but it just tickles me because I know your pops has that New York in him, you know what I mean? And it's this
all
one of
the
those
way.
things that it never dies, it never goes away. You know what I'm saying? It just lies dormant, sort of like a bear in hibernation until we need it. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just be like, yo, and I can tell you that, yo, who the fuck you think you talking to, Freddie? Who the fuck you think you talking to? Like,
Like you felt
yo,
that shit, right?
yo, I was like, God damn, like
Yeah, yeah, it
I
came from
probably
play.
I probably heard him say it in passing,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
it wasn't. He never said it to me, but he
right, right,
probably said it to a lot of people in the streets, and
right.
it was like, "Yo, your pops is wild," and I'm like, "Yo, I don't know what you talking about. My pops
Yeah,
is my pops. Like, I don't even know. We never had those type of conversations, but if he said that shit to you, means that you deserved it."
you're damn right. And say growing up where we grew up, that's like a body armor. You know what I mean? It's like a defense mechanism. You had to you had to talk a certain way and sound a certain way when you were moving in the street because otherwise you became food. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it was like it was a necessity. It was another weapon that we had to use just for survival. And somebody who never had to live in that struggle or live outside of the city or urban areas, whatever they want to call it, may not know anything about that. So therefore, they don't interpret it the same way. You know what I mean? It just looks like a bunch of, well, why is he being, why does he have to be like that? You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying, it's hard out here, man. It's just a jungle, a
Yo,
concrete jungle, man.
for real. And when we sit there and we go, and if we think about it, right, we had, although God bless America and no place else, right? Is that some Donald Trump shit?
Probably, but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. But but anyway, um, like really, when we look at it, right, we have 51 states or 52. Is 50? You know,
52.
to be at 52, they be adding shit here. There.
Got Puerto
Um,
Rico, Hawaii, yeah, Alaska.
right, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Alaska, and stuff like that. Like we're talking about one of, well, I would say one of the biggest land masses on the globe. And although we are one of those biggest masses, we are so divided in between. So
Mm-hmm.
what tends to happen is that people in the we on the East Coast. You got the West, you got the middle, you got the up north, you got the south. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got a
Uh-huh.
lot of stuff going on, and all those people throughout those 52 states don't understand what it is to live in America. There's a lack of understanding, right? Somebody that lives in the Ukraine, they like, nah, nigga, we all the way going through this shit together. If we live in Russia, we all the way going through this together. The United States is so subdivided in all that stuff that we don't even understand what somebody else is going through. Because United States is the melting pot of the world. Like it literally is. We can't sit there and ignore that. Everybody comes to United States because they're given a lot more opportunity.
That's true.
So we just need to focus on how we are in the same place, but we are very different. But we need to find a way to find understanding.
Well, I think what needs to happen too, man. A lot of we're always worried about other places more so than we worried about our own house, so to speak. You know what I mean? The president just sent what something like over $9 billion. That's billion with a B over to Ukraine, to help with their, I guess, the war efforts and everything like that. 9 billion, and the number that I'm saying nine is probably way smaller than what it really is, but let's just call it 10 billion. Let's just say 10 billion is, making a nice round number. $10 billion, $10 billion could not only refurbish a whole community, it can build communities with S, not a Z. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally set up several different communities and build infrastructure and schools and grocery stores and banks and things of this nature and set these people up for success. You know what I'm saying? Right here in this country, you could do that, all of that with that money. But instead, we get up and we send it across the way to help out with a war that we're not even a part of. It just boggles my mind, man. We claim that there's not enough housing. We claim that there's not enough food. We claim that there's not enough this. There's not enough resources, not enough water. There is enough for everybody in America. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hit us with this one, P Money. They're gonna get us. The
Okay.
Fed's gonna get us. There's enough for everybody. The problem is the haves want to hoard it all and keep it from the have-nots. You feel me? Because if the have-nots now become the haves, then the haves start getting feeling threatened, like they're not going to have as much. You know what I mean? And we've got to get to a place where um, we value humanity over the dollar. You know what I mean? I think that's our biggest obstacle, man. Like if like another race would have come to our planet and look at, you know, how mankind is behaving amongst each other, they probably shaking their heads and go check another planet. Like, these motherfuckers ain't got it together. You know what I'm saying? They worried about things, and they worried about power, and they worried about money, which is all trivial at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of things, man, it should be about preserving humanity and making sure everybody is you know, has food and shelter, and they're able to get to their loved ones, and you know, take care of their families. And you know what I'm saying, that should be the focus. That should be Parliament a number one thing that, you know, the government is trying to um put all of their energies toward making happen. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to enrich their own selves, or put pockets in the I mean, excuse me, put money in the pockets of their supporters and their contributors and stuff. Because that's all it seems that politics is really about at the end of the day. I mean, it's supposed to be about doing the job, but I can't see nobody in politics doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, that they're
No,
elected for.
yo, and that's the truth. And I forget, and I'm probably going to take a lot of people back on this one. I can't remember the name of the show, but this was like a sitcom. I don't know if it was
Uh-huh.
on 5, 4, 2, 11, but it was where it was the joint where we was living with the alien.
Oh, you talking about Alf?
No, no, not out. No, we talking about where they had like there was
My,
cops. And
talking about My Favorite Martian.
no. No, it was like a whole thing where we was. It was almost like that joint where they had. It was a new Netflix series, but it was just a spin on something that we saw back in the 80s and 90s. And the individual, the aliens, had like spots on their head, but there's like they didn't grow hair on their head, but it was they had long heads, but they wasn't cone heads, not like cone heads. Dude, we're not talking about cone heads. Um, but it was like that. But they was like law enforcement. They did this, they did that, or whatever. It
You talking about V?
it probably you know what
The
that's
people,
probably
the aliens was lizards, but they used to have like we used to wear masks and shit to make themselves look human.
right. And then they had the skin, and they go,
Yeah,
they,
yeah, that's
you
V. It
remember
was V. It was the series was called V, for I guess for visitors or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was hard. I remember that. I
Uh,
used to rush home to see that, man. That was like must see TV at nighttime for sure, for
yo,
sure.
like we had a lot of stuff that incorporated a lot of the buffoonery that we deal with now, and all it is getting people to understand that we don't fit in, right? Because in order for people to be empowered, the best way for them to be empowered is to promote separation.
That's it, man. Divide and conquer, the oldest game, still works to this day, man.
Yo, and we sit there, it's simple mathematics. And
That's it,
we
man.
sit there and we play around with that all day.
We need to learn how to recognize the okie doke, and learn how to recognize. He said recognize again. Learn how to recognize when we're being played as a people and as a culture. You know what I mean? Because they playing games with us each and every day, man. And sometimes a lot of us are reluctant to see it, or some just turn their back on it altogether because they don't want to lose the bag. Sad to say.
And I would tell you this, right? When because right now we're on the World Wide Web, www.
Uh
Dot.
huh.
Right?
Dot.
So dot. We giving it to them raw and uncut. They always said whatever go on the internet never get deleted, right?
Yeah.
But that's what they continue to tell us. But there's ways to make all that shit disappear, right? There's a backup with a backup with a backup with a backup. If your money long, you could make something disappear. Go look
Yeah.
for Little Kim sex tape that leaked 10, 15 years ago. You can't even find it. Hardcore, you can't find it, but her money long enough to make this shit disappear.
Or rather, it
Right?
was long enough.
Oh, well, it was long enough at the time. At the time. But outside of all that, getting into some of this Harlem shit, right? $1 million worth of game.
Yeah.
Interview my man Mace.
Yeah.
Interview my man Cameron.
Uh-huh.
And then my man called me up. He's like, yo, my nigga, I know you were all the way Harlem because the whole time these niggas was talking,
Uh-huh.
because my man is not from Harlem. My man's man, right?
Uh-huh.
He is not from Harlem. He's from Brooklyn. But he was like, yo, the whole time I listened to Mason Cameron, I
Uh-huh.
realized why you are the way that you are. And I was like, nigga, we all went to high school together. Like, what the
Right.
fuck are you talking about? But I was born and raised in Harlem. I don't know no other way.
Right.
So I laughed. So I watched the two interviews, and all I
Uh-huh.
could do was laugh because I was like, that's some shit I would say. That's some shit I would do. That's some shit
Mm-hmm.
that is just what it is.
That's what I mean, man. You could take the brother out of New York, but you can't take the New York out the brother, man. It's always gonna be there.
Yo, for
Oh
real.
shit. Yeah, it's always gonna be there.
And I gotta give it to Mace. I gotta give it to Mace because I actually watched the interview in its entirety. And as he was able to, I don't want to say humble himself because all he said was, "Yo, I'm gonna keep it honest. Yo, I'm not gonna lie," kind of thing. That's my thing too. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no reason for me to lie. But he went into the Diddy, the Fabio Foreign, the everything. He's like,
Uh-huh.
nigga, I got receipts. Yo, you want to listen to this? Yeah, I'm gonna play this. But that's me. Like, I'm literally that type of guy. Like, I'm gonna sit there and play all that info for anybody that want to hear it.
Yeah, man. this this social media era that we in, and it's just like you said, once it's on the internet, it's kind of like there forever in certain capacities. But in this era that we in right now, that's the trouble about saying things that you don't want to, have brought back up in the future. It's very hard to make certain things disappear. And if people have those receipts, those electronic receipts, they're gonna pull them out on you. So it's kind of hard for you to deny something that is, bam, right there in your face on camera, unless you're fucking Marjorie Green or some, dumbass GOP like that's gonna deny it, even though it's right there in front of your face. But anyway, I digress. Let's what you want to hit him with the what you want to hit him with the old school? Want to set it off with the old school this week?
Yeah, we're gonna set up with the old school of the week. We're gonna bang out with that, and we come back. We're gonna talk our shit, and then get into whatever else we need to get into.
A
You
few
heard?
more things. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, because you already know it's the
Yes,
yo,
sir.
yeah,
Coogee. I think of Coogee Rap, Slick Rick, and damn, I forget who else. Who was the third one? All got inducted into damn, who was the third person that got inducted into the I can't remember. But anyway, I just watched a performance that G Rap put on at the induction ceremony, and G Rap also has a new project out, so y'all get that. I think that the first single is with him and Big Daddy Kane, fire. But the performance that G Rap put on, brother, when I tell you, hold on, when I tell you, I was like a little kid again, singing along with every song, word for word, and oh man, it's brought back so many good memories, man, and it was so good to see G Rap on stage performing, doing his thing, vibrant, bars just as sharp as ever. He didn't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the verses that happened where he didn't come out when Kane did the symphony and then he didn't come out. It kind of disappointed a lot of the hip hop fans, the real die hard hip hop fans, because they were waiting for G Rap to come out. You know what I'm saying? That would have been a humongous deal. But even though he missed that, it was good to see him do this performance and do his thing, man, and flex his muscle and show the young boys how it's done. Because what I'm saying, the man is G Rap got to be pushing 60. You know what I'm saying? He could definitely in his upper, mid to late 50s, and to still be as sharp as he was the day that he wrote some of those songs, it was just amazing to see, man. And it lets me know that these young boys got a lot of work to do, man, because longevity is not something that comes easy. You know what I mean? And it don't come with one or two hits either.
No, and when we sit there and we look at it, when we sit there and we talk about this music, I think, and this is not what the spot is talking about. This is what proper people. Right? Like a little disclaimer right there. Y'all young motherfuckers really be sitting there and be acting like y'all pop off, right? Y'all don't want the smoke, y'all don't want the heat with the music or anything in the street. But y'all the ones to come by on a little bike or the scooter while a nigga minding his business and pop off. Nigga don't even know he got beef with
you. Yeah. Some sucker shit.
Like it's some real, like I'ma catch this nigga while he sleep. This nigga didn't even know he had a problem. Because you never announced it. So if you want to be that dude in the street, announce your problem.
And one thing I gotta say too, man, is that I never advocated for disrespecting the dead, and by that I mean, and I'm not picking on the drill rappers when I say this, you know what I'm saying, but I gotta address the whole drill music scene and cats talking about smoking on dead ops and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I understand it's a machismo music, it's a bravado music, it's a it's a young man sport and all of that, and with the sprinkles on top and everything and the cherry. But at the same time, be like, there still has to be a level of, and I don't want to say respect because obviously it's disrespect, but there just has to be a level of civilization, if you will, for lack of a better term. And some type of morals, man, some type of upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Show that you was raised right. Show that your mama taught you to have some type of respect. You know what I mean? Like, you don't disrespect old people, you don't fuck with people's they moms, their kids. You know what I mean? You leave all of them out of the equation, you know what I'm saying? And I think disrespecting the dead is right up there with those the same way, man. Like, you don't disrespect the dead. Like, smoking on a pack of my dead ops, and it's like, come on, B. It's like, especially if you know that you or your people's is responsible for the op being dead. It's like, B, what more do you already killed them? Now you're just gonna add insult to injury by saying that you're smoking on them now. That don't even make no sense, B. I ain't seen nobody smoke on nobody since the movie How High. You know what I'm saying? And that was a fictitious story about smoking our homeboy, and then him being a ghost and coming back and giving us the answers to all of the test questions and whatnot, and helping us. Like, come on, B, it's a storyline. Are you serious?
Right.
So and then and I also bring that up because of the way that a lot of women did the brother Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, after he passed away, because of some of the things that he said while he was living, you know what I mean? And people catching feelings about that. I just think that that's unacceptable behavior, man. You don't disrespect the dead.
And I think like for real, like that whole smoking an op thing. Like I really had to. And at the time, the first time I heard it
Uh-huh.
was probably like about a year ago. And I had to go to my youngest daughter, and I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck are they talking about?" Like for real, like I was like smoking on an op. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh," and it was something that she had me listening to all the time. And
Uh-huh.
but it was these dudes from Hybrid, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, what does that mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be old or nothing, but smoking on ops, like who the fuck? But in the song, that they basically said, "Yo, we killed this nigga, and now we smoking on him." And I'm like, huh? I'm
Yeah,
like,
which is
yeah, we
crazy. It's
putting
crazy.
his ashes to a blunt. Like, obviously, I didn't had to kill a nigga. Why would I want to smoke the nigga after he dead? Why would I even seek out his ashes? Y'all doing the most right now.
It's ridiculous, bro. I mean, when we was younger, man, and we was, young men in the game, we did some crazy stuff. We said some things that probably wasn't right from time to time, but there was a level, you know what I'm saying? There was a line that you just didn't cross, man, about certain things, and now it just seems like this young generation, or Gen Z as they're calling them, that
Yep.
respect is the last thing on their list. You know what I mean? They don't have respect for each other, they don't have respect for their parents, they don't have respect for the elderly, the community, anything. Only thing they respect is the gun and the dollar. And we've gotta change that mindset, man, because these motherfuckers is out here training and getting ready and getting prepared. They're threatening uh riots and civil war and all of this crap, because their boy is now about to get jammed up. And this is the same prelogue that we had before they rushed the Capitol building. You know what I mean? This is the
Right.
same tone that they was using. This is the same type of speech that was being used, and people took it for granted, and some people lost their lives, man. And that's just proof that it can happen again. So I'm just saying we need to concentrate on things that affect us all, as opposed to something that just affects the neighborhood, or one or two communities. Like we gotta start thinking as a people, man, because these apps out here, they thinking like in a group. They're thinking as a collective. They're not
So
just one or two neighborhoods. They all on the same page, and we got to get on the same page too.
right, and I can tell you this: when it comes to this type of conversation, right? There are, and we could go back 100 years, we could go back 20 years, we could go back 50 years, whatever. He, the division between people not understanding
Uh huh.
and people seeing what's actually going on is different.
Yeah.
Like in 2022, what people see is a lot different from even 2020. Like,
That's right.
so there's a lot of stuff, and I'm not into that whole martyr stuff or somebody being the staple of a movement or whatever. But this is stuff that's been going on for a long time. But
Hmm.
a lot more people see more today. And
Yeah, we got these cameras going.
right, the cameras is going. We got body cams on the police. We got cell phones and everything else. But we can't ignore what we see. Like we got to stop ignoring what we see, and all this propaganda that they put in mainstream media is just to omit everything that comes out from the actual facts. Like we have actual facts, and then we got mainstream media.
That's it. That's
and
it.
we need to stop absorbing that shit we see on TV.
And and we need to know the difference between the truth and just what you're being fed, because a lot of these media outlets, they'll try to sway your opinion one way or the other. You know what I mean? And you got to be aware of that. You know, and I don't advocate just getting your news from one source. You know what I mean? Go over to the other side and see what they talking about on their media platforms sometimes, so you can kind of get a better view and a more clearer understanding of what's happening. Because if you only listen to one side of the story, then you may believe that that's it. You feel me? But go over to the other side and see what they talking about, and then you weigh the two and you tell me what you come up with. You know what I mean? That's the way that you need to be. That you need to stay aware and stay abreast of what's going on. Don't just listen to your own news outlets. You know, check out what the other side is talking about too, man. But I don't want to be too long winded on this, man. We still got a lot more to get in before our guest comes in.
Yeah, and then just speaking about this shit real quick, being
Yeah.
in the A, right? Listening to, local media on the radio. Everything is, yo, call a lawyer. This is what it is. This is how you gonna get your back. Right?
Uh-huh.
Suing somebody, doing this, doing that. It ain't nothing about hustling. It's just getting yourself in a situation and finding that individual that lacks melanin to get you out of it.
That's it.
Call me. And I'm like, this shit is crazy. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
when I was in NY, I never heard no shit like that on the radio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's different.
like
It's
out
real
here,
different.
it's real different. Like it's different. The world is different. You go from state to state, the way they program you, because we have to understand that it is programming.
That's what it is, brother. That's why it's TV. It's called a TV program.
Right.
They
They
program
program, right? What was it? Family Matters. We had the Dave Chappelle show. We had all these things that kind of normalize the dysfunction in black households. But then they normalize like Roseanne, right? Yeah, I know you remember Roseanne,
Oh yeah.
right? They was trailer park trash, but they got more money and everything outside of whatever it was to promote being dysfunctional racists because that's what they were
Well, you know,
on
the
national
dysfunctional
TV.
the dysfunctional always is the bigger draw, the bigger money draw, the bigger, it draws more eyes, it puts more asses in the seats, all of that. So is the it's the marketing ploy. So it's always gonna win. Whenever you got disorder and dysfunction, they'll always market that before they market something that might seem like it has a benefit to
Right.
especially if
Right.
people with a darker hue. Yeah, but I
Like,
don't want to build on it too much. I want you to get into the movie of the week, P Money. Then we can come back with the middle finger of the week and get some of this stuff knocked out before, because I don't want us to get too far along.
all right, bet. Hold up. Let's get into the movie of the week real quick. All right, here we go, y'all.
High level radio, only on 106.1 high level FM. It's about that time of the night. Let's get into these smooth grooves one time for the one time.
Yo, oh shit. All right,
Uh-oh.
here we go. All right, we gonna do this one more
There
time.
we go.
All right, boom.
High level radio, only on 106.1 high level FM. It's about that time of the night. Let's get into these smooth grooves one time for the one time.
Yo, you already know, man. It's your boy Prophet Pete. And I got the movie of the week for you. And this is just a movie. It's not a series. It's not all that extra craziness. But it's not a series. So when you click on it, you watch it. It's just a one-two punch to let you know how it's real quick to play checkers and chess in the same situation. But when people move, it is important to be 20 steps ahead of your opponent. And that's decision or decisive. But you know what? We're going to get into that after we get back. You already know. We got the guests in the building, so let's get it, y'all.
This is The Spot. The Spot with your host, Prophet Pete and DJ Sean Recognize.
2.0 in the building. He's somewhere, but he ain't here right now.
His building is in the building. There he is.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yo, what up?
Not much, man. It was little weather around here, man. Had to get myself up real quick.
He's getting everything set up, getting it all set up.
All right, you in the A?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know it. Always. Well, not always.
What part of that?
Right now I'm in College Park. You know what I'm saying? But I just came from the city. That's South.
You
said what?
No, I said I'm in the A2, currently.
No, I'm off of Old National.
I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, that's College Park, baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, I'm from all over the A, but you know what I'm saying? Right now I currently reside at Old National.
All right,
that's what it is, man. Shouts to everybody in A. Shouts out to everybody down there in the A. My cousin down there recently. All the fucking fans, all the supporters. My man Sauce down there. My man P Money down there. You already know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we rock with the A.
I stick out like a sore thumb down here, like for real. Like I do.
So 2.0, man. Tell us the I mean, I think we know the origin of the name, man. You can't be 1.0. You're the improved version. So the 2.0.
Yeah. So what 2.0 is?
Yeah, I was gonna say tell us about the origin. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. What 2.0 is, honestly, man, when I got a relationship with God, I just became a better version of myself. So it ain't no nothing beyond the 2.0 because I just need to be a better version of who I was yesterday. Did what I'm saying?
Right. And that's something we always talk about and push here on the spot, man. It's not always about competing with each other, man, especially our people, man. We always feel this need to have to outdo one another. And that's just, the farthest thing from the truth. The only person that you need to improve and try to be better than is the person that you were the day before. You know what I mean? So I think that's a great message, man. And I think that your name reflects that. That's very good to hear, man. That's super positive. I'm feeling that.
Appreciate it.
So tell us about this. What I'm saying? What started moving your pen?
Honestly, man, it was. No. I'm here. I'm good. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you good.
Honestly, man, it was.
Turn your phone sideways. 2.0. Turn your phone sideways. That way we get the whole.
Is this better? Hold on.
You Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There you go. Ta-da. All right. Got that full screen action going. All right, go ahead. What you was going to say?
Yeah, man. So honestly, it is
no more because now we're looking at the
Hold on, he getting it right. He's trying to get it so he can get it.
Yeah. My bad, man.
No, you good. You all good.
Good. Cool. Yeah. All right. So basically, man, when I got serious about my faith, I don't know, man. I was looking for a certain type of music. Like, I'm from Atlanta for real. So like, I mean, the faith stuff is all good. And I don't have nothing against it, but it was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I grew up off your TIs and your Jeezys and your Outcasts and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, man, this Kirk Franklin cool, but like that ain't that's not what's in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
after searching for a while, I was like, man, maybe it don't exist. Let me go ahead and make what I'm looking for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And one thing led to another. Originally, I was just a producer. I just wanted to do it from a production standpoint.
Sonically. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted that sound. I just wanted to be able to feed that to myself, and I'm sure I felt like other people might want to hear it too. And yeah, next thing you know, man, I came across a good brother of mine, and he was like, man, maybe you're the artist that you were looking for,
Right.
like you were looking to produce for. He was like, maybe you're that artist, and
Right.
you know, I've been making music ever since.
Man, that's what's up, man. So were you always into the production end of it even before you decided that you were gonna, you know what I'm saying, get more into the artistry of it? Like has production always been a passion of yours?
So music has. I wouldn't necessarily say production. So
Right.
like I've my bad, man. I'm trying to get it.
You're all good.
All right. So I would say music has. I've been playing music. I've been playing an instrument. I played the trumpet since I was 8, and
Okay.
then before that, man, I just always been musically inclined. Like my parents didn't tell me. My dad's Nigerian, but
Uh-huh.
my mom and dad didn't tell me. But my dad actually used to be a DJ, and then my mom.
Ah.
And
Uh-huh.
so like I didn't learn this until like late 20s, maybe even 30.
Right.
And I was like, oh, so that's why I always been into music. I always, you know what I'm saying? I was the cousin at the family reunions that was dancing and you know what I'm saying? Do what's the dance the little kids doing these days? Do what, the snap dance, or do the Michael Jackson, do the this.
Right.
And I'm like, I give
Right.
you $1. I'm like, man, what am I, a
Yeah.
stripper?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that, that was
But
my
you was plugged
childhood at
in.
the family
You was plugged
reunion.
in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always been into music, love everything that came out on the radio. I'm a child of hip hop, man. And you know, 90s babies or 90s kid, and so it's like it's all I know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for
Right.
me, it was just natural to produce it because it's what's in me. You know what I'm saying? I grew
Yeah.
up around like every big moment was soundtracked by some song. There's a theme song for every moment, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really hard for me to kind of transition into being a music creator from a music lover.
Right. So from Kirk Franklin, and you said that was kind of like wasn't cutting it for you sonically, you know, having grown up on the, you know, like the Outcasts and the Jeezys and the, you know, the things of that nature, the groups like that. How did
Yeah,
you kind of discover the middle ground that made you feel comfortable in a creative space?
man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This dude named Kenton Jones, man,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a gospel rap R&B legend. Like he was the
Mm-hmm.
first artist I heard where it was like, man, we can make this kind of music to a little guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For lack
Right.
of better
Right.
words.
Right.
And so from then on, it was like, oh, bet if this is fair game, then I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And ever
Mm-hmm.
since then, I just kind of been trying to satisfy that scratch that itch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or where it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I want 808s, I want hi-hats, I want the trap feel, throw me an organ in there. I want the musicality, I want the creative, you know what I'm saying? Because like again, like one of my favorite groups is Outkast, and I get a
Mm-hmm.
lot of comparisons. But I grew up, you know what I'm saying, from around East Point, you know what I'm saying, from the same
East
place. So
Point.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. So
Yeah.
it's like it's natural that it's gonna be in my DNA.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's what it is. What you think, P Money?
Now, the thing that intrigued me when you said it, when you was like you was producing music, then you
Hmm.
was like you wasn't hearing the sound that you wanted to hear, and then somebody told you maybe you are the sound you need to hear. Being an artist or being the creative, I could understand and fall into that point.
Hmm.
Um, and then now you're creating the music that you want to hear. Do you think that it would be receptive from the people that are around you? Because hearing your music, I get a chingy vibe from it but that wasn't someone that you mentioned throughout the people that inspired
No, not even close.
That's the
No?
ATL.
Yeah, I'm almost curious. Like, what song you talking about? What?
That's that ATL, P Money. That's what you hear. It's that ATL in them.
Right, but it was like, you know, it was almost like the bounce of the tone. But I was like,
play the song, P Money. Play the song, because I know we want to get into some music.
Yeah. So
we're gonna have you introduce the 2.0. What's that first one that you
now we're gonna get into, because the latest release is My Story. So what
yes,
we're
sir.
going to do, we got I Need That, and we got
I Needed That. Oh, that's a throwback. That's a throwback. No, we got to catch you up, brother. What
he trying to do is he trying to give the people like an old song by you, and then bring them up to date with the new song. So try to give them a little catalog about you, because they might be just people on here might just be hearing about you for the first time. So that's what he's trying to do. He ain't trying to throw you back there and leave you there. We trying to throw you back there and then get the people acquainted with you, and then you bring you up to date. You smell me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So touch on that one before we go into it. I know it's probably a while ago, but touch on that. Like, what brought that song about, and then we'll go into it. I needed that.
So that song, man. I started off in a group, man, with my brother, who actually who actually told me that maybe I was the artist that I was looking for. His name Torian.
Okay.
We met in
Shouts
college.
out to Torian.
Yeah, that's my brother, man, for real. It took me in when I was homeless and all kind of stuff, man. So that's been my brother. For real. But yeah, we was in a group called TNT, man, and that was my introduction to gospel rap. He had been doing it since he was 13, 14. For me, it was rap. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no gospel or not gospel. It was just rap. And so we had our group thing going for a couple of years, man, and that was one of our biggest songs or biggest singles. Actually landed a TV placement too, on Preachers of Atlanta when they was doing all the Preachers of all that, the reality show stuff. So man, that was a big song. Produced by the homie Luke G, which is another Atlanta secret sauce, piece of Atlanta secret sauce.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's that's a goodie. That's an oldie but goodie.
That's what's up, man. Y'all about to hear it right here for the first time for some of you. For some of you might have heard it before. You want to hear it again. You already know. It's the spot.
Waking up early morning, fresh air, I'm breathing that. Trying to think what I need to do. This whole temple I'm cleaning that. Let's go. Bought some pants and a shirt and some shoes. I needed that. Take a break, take a nap. Exhale, I needed that. About the shirt, I need it black. I let you borrow, but I need it back. Sold the item, made some cash. Paid the bill, we need it. Go ahead, talk about me. Rant and rave, that's a footstool and I'm needing that. Devil trying to turn it up all the way. Best believe he's steaming that. I know he mad, yes, I'm a threat. I'm fighting back and he's seeing that. And if he think I'ma give up anytime, he must don't know he grinning at. Moving on, if I fail, get back up, sleep from that. And yes, I want my name called, them pearly gates, I'm seeing that. Yes, I want my name called, them pearly gates, I'm seeing that. Yes, I want my name called, them pearly gates, I'm seeing that. Thank you, Lord. I needed that. Thank you, Jesus. I needed that. Appreciate you. I needed that. Thank you, man. I needed that. We needed that. We needed that. All the time. We needed that. Right on time. We needed that. Thank you, Lord. I needed that. Thank you, Jesus. I needed that. Appreciate you. I needed that. Thank you, man. I needed that. We needed that. We needed that. All the time. We needed that. Right on time. We needed that. Life is hard, on the grind, that pressure, dog, I needed that. Call to shine, cold a diamond, now light, I need it black. Got the call, answered it, quick, fast, no ringing back. And ain't no quitting little engine that could, thanks G, that's why I needed tracks. Had some up, took some down, lot of pain, I needed that. Qualified me for the rain, that promise time, I'm seeing that. Got the word, got the ghost, got the grace, no strings attached. Got my fam, got the wife, thanks God, I needed that. Got some change, wasn't enough, didn't meet the need, I seeded that. Cold broke, made me itch, now good, he treated that. Sent the word, I heeded that. History deleted that. And I be on that future now or later, where you see me at. Thank you, Lord. I needed that. Thank you, Jesus. I needed that. Appreciate you. I needed that. Thank you, man. I needed that. reaction like when people clap. I used to think a lot of stuff would keep my peace intact. Now I see anything short of Jesus just gon' leave a gap. Noah fell, Moses tripped, Saul died, then David slipped. All the sin keep adding up, but it take God just pay for this. Jesus, he gon' lead us back. Romans 10 if you need a map. Bloodshed, sin atone, high priest, we needed that. Save me from a lot of bad. Grown now, I ain't gotta say. Popping tags in my shopping bag. God did it, I ain't gotta brag. I tired that, so my dollars add. Haters still count smaller math. How much is that? I ain't gotta ask. It was dirt cheap, so I bought the bag.
Thank you, Lord.
I needed that.
Thank you, Jesus.
I needed that.
Appreciate you.
I needed that.
Thank you, man.
I needed that. We needed that. We needed that.
All the time.
We needed that.
Right on time.
We needed that.
Thank you, Lord.
I needed that.
Thank you, Jesus.
I needed that.
Appreciate
I
you.
needed that.
Thank you, man.
I needed that. We needed that. We needed that.
All the time.
We needed that.
Right on time.
We needed that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man. A lot of light and positivity in that one, man. It's that I kind of got like a I kind of got the Jeezy a little bit in that one because at any point I was waiting for you to go, yeah. But no, it was like it's like a it's almost like an anthem of gratitude, if you will. You know what I'm saying? When I listen to it, because it's like you thanking Lord, I needed that. Like it's almost like when somebody give you a drink and and you're thirsty, it's like, man, thank you, man, I needed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like a grateful, like a gratitude song. Let me ask you this, man. How important do you think, because me and P Money talk about this all the time, how important do you think it is to be grateful for what you have in order to receive the further, the bigger blessings?
Man, it's a matter of perspective, man. It's super important because you don't know how to properly value something until you know the opposite, if that makes sense. So like I appreciate water. You know what I'm saying? When you got water in abundance, you got bottles of waters, you got tap water, you got whole fresh water like everywhere, but you're not thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Or you live in America. It's cool, water all around, man. I'm good. Give me that Coke. Give me that Dr. Pepper. Give me that, you know what I'm saying? But then you go to a third world country where having dirty water or having clean water is a luxury. Like I'm talking about, like you gotta pay a lot of money and go to the nicer side. You gotta go to a whole different part of the country to get clean water.
Right.
Then it becomes I have a high value and a high gratitude. So anytime I get just water I can drink and it don't make me sick. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh man, I'm grateful. I appreciate that so much. You know what I'm saying? But then also the other side of the song, man, that's the other reason I go by 2.0, because I always got double meanings. The other part of that is when I've been through something and in a moment it seems uncomfortable, it seems unfavorable, it seems like, man, it's a terrible situation.
Mm-hmm.
I needed that too, because it taught me, like, I ain't learned to pay my bills on time until I got the lights cut off.
Right.
You got kids and an old lady. That's not a good situation. And sometimes it's because you don't have it, but even if you do and you was just being negligent because you was irresponsible and immature, you know what I'm saying? Then you get down the line, you start making better decisions and you look back and it's like, man, like we doing good now. But it was because I learned that hard lesson. I had to deal with that consequence back then. You know what I'm saying? My butt when I stole the car, so the police wouldn't have to whip my butt and I maybe lose my life later. You know what I'm saying? I needed that, but in the moment, you don't see it like that. All you see it for is the pain that it caused you.
But there was a lesson. There was a lesson in there too, though.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
I hear that. I heard that. I like it. I like it, P Money. I like it, man. What you got for him?
That's real talk. Like, just being able to identify the lessons that we learn in our lives to make sure that we don't have to go through that. Right. So I could respect the 2.0 name. It's like, yo, I'm a new version of self.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter how you saw me before. And I posted something today and it's like, yo, I swear to you. And literally Had nothing to do with you.
Mm.
But it was, don't judge me on the point that you came into my life. Like, you came into my life at a certain time when I was probably going through something, and now you going to judge me on that. You don't see me for me or who I could be, but you're judging me in the moment that you came into my life. So the whole 2.0 version of yourself is like, I'm on version like 5 or 6 right now. Like,
yeah. Hey man, listen.
He reinventing the reinvention.
Right.
Yo,
Listen, that growth and development is what it's about, man. You start growing and you're not living no more. You dying. You dig what I'm saying?
That's it, boy. That's it.
You
Yeah.
gotta grow every day.
So just speaking about that growth from the old to the new, man. Tell us about this this latest single, man.
My story featuring Project Pat, man.
Yes,
So
sir. Tell us how this came about, please. Shouts out to Project Pat, a legend.
For sure. It's along the lines of the same 2.0 situation, man. It's somebody tagged me in a post that he made about wanting to do a gospel song.
Really?
And I was like, Chicken Head, Project Pat. I got cheese, jokes, and you know what I'm saying, Mr. Don't Play, Mr. Get It Green. And so I responded to it. I reached out to him deep by DM, and I was like, man, like I'm not thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if I'm gonna walk by faith, my faith is in God, so I ain't got to go through all these antics and to be desperate and stuff. But I hit him up on some like, bro, like what make you want to do a gospel song? Like I was intrigued. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Conversation from there. And man, one thing led to another. A couple weeks later, music came up, and the song was born. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, 2.0. You can't leave us hanging like that. What did he say? When you asked him the question? What did he say? How did he want to make it?
So basically,
you can't tell us no story about Project Pat. Leave that out. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Okay. So he was basically like, man, God had been dealing with me, and you know what I'm saying, and it's something that I feel like I got to do because I'm in short, like I'm different now. I'm on something different now, and I want to represent that. And yeah, man, like dude,
amazing,
man, like just talking to him, man, like we started chopping it up. He shared a book with me that he was reading about the power of the tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a bunch of biblical principles about how the words that you say manifest your reality.
So true.
Yeah, and so like again, like we was just going through that before music even came up now.
Wow, man.
And so it's like, man, bro, like really on something different. It's an honor to be a part of your life at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, the song My Story, just like when we got to talking about music, I was like, okay, what can I hate collabing just to say we did it, just for a marketing point. Let me get the big name, popping name, the trending name on the song so I can catch some of that wave. And for me, it was like, nah, how can I make this make sense? Because I had the song since Knife Talk dropped. Like, he sent me back his verse maybe like November, December. And that was when Knife Talk popped out with him, Drake, and 21 Savage.
Okay.
And so, and then even after that, he had another one with a dude from TDE. I can't think his name right now. From Kendrick's label, and he had one or two more songs that pop off. And I said on the record because I was like, man, I needed to make sense. I wanted to, and so I was like, okay, well, shoot. Talk about your story and where you are, how you got to where you are today. You know what I'm saying? And make it more like for lack of better words, a testimony. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I came up with my story because everybody got one. And so it's like, man, like regardless of what you thought you knew about, or maybe you did know him or me in a past time or past phase, that's like, okay, well, you knew me when I was 8 years old, bro. I'm not looking up to you no more. Like I'm literally 6 feet, almost 6'2" now.
Yeah.
So it's like to see me grow, to see where I've grown to now, but you still try to look down on me. You 5'5". It's like that don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? I try to put it in a practical sense. So as stupid as it sounds in a physical, that's how it sounds intellectually or spiritually. It's like, no, bro, like I'm a grown man now. You know what I'm saying? I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot. I've matured since then. But if you
Yeah.
don't talk to me, you wouldn't know because you're still going off of who you knew
Right.
when
Right.
you
The
met.
old
You know,
me. The
so it's
old
like,
me. Mhm.
yeah. So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
well, let me tell the story about not just how I got to where I am, but what it produced in me and what you know what I'm saying. So that's the tip that I wanted to really approach this song, and he did a good job of just kind of sharing what he on now. And you know, I told the whole story of, you know what I'm saying, I had to come back for a round 2 on that thing, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell
That's
the
so
whole,
dope, man.
appreciate it, the truth, the whole truth,
That's
and nothing but the truth.
yeah. That's
Yo,
dope, man. I mean, that's how. What is that like, man? What does that feel like? That when you realize, like, yo, I'm really about to do this song with Project Pat, like very highly regarded, revered artist. I mean, a legend in the game. Some people would say, man. What
Yeah.
was like? What was that moment like when you realized, damn, this is really happening? Like, I mean, of course, just aside from the whole connection you guys had before, before the song came about, but just when this is actually about to happen, I'm about to have this. So like some part of you's got to be like, man, this
Yeah.
is
So it was two sides of it. It's always twos with me, man.
yeah,
But it was two sides of it. So like on one side, it was like, man, this is gonna be legendary. Like I can't flop on this one. Like I reworked
right.
my work like 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to make sure that like I'm like, man, everybody gonna give it at least one listen because they
You
curious.
better, yeah, you better believe it. That's right.
Yeah,
You're
and so
right.
I was like, all right, well, shoot, I gotta come correct. Like, you don't get a second chance at a first impression. So I was like,
Yes,
okay, I
sir.
gotta make sure I come correct. And,
Mhm.
and this was good, but it ain't it. All right, scratch that,
Right,
keep that.
right.
All right, edit that. And I know he was probably like, man, like, bro, when you gonna drop the song? Like, after a while,
Yeah,
I think he stopped caring. He was like, man, you do what you want to. You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? But when it did drop, I think it did had more of an impact than he expected.
Mm.
So
Sure, sure.
there's a part of me as an artist that was like, man, I'm on here with a legend. I can't
Mhm.
flop. I can't mess this up. But then there's another
Mhm.
part of me that's like, the spiritual part is like, man,
You humbled.
yeah, I guess you can say that, but it's kind of like God ain't no respect of a person. That's another man. I'm a man. We're gonna do what God put in us to do. You
There
know what
you
I'm saying?
go.
No,
There you
no
go.
disrespect to nobody. I'm gonna do the best. I'm gonna do the best in reference to what God put in me. He gonna do the
Yeah.
best in reference to what God put in him. And
Mhm.
I cannot, you know what I'm saying, over respect somebody else and then it keep me
Yeah.
from doing what I'm supposed to do. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it's like,
Absolutely.
you get what I'm
At
saying?
the
So
end.
it's like on one hand, it's like
Yeah.
all due respect. And on the other hand, it's like,
Mhm.
man, I respect God. I'm finna do what I'm here to do.
I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Pete. What you was gonna say?
yo, but I could say this, you know, I could definitely understand the movement and understand because we've been placed on this earth to be great, right? God has given us that instinct to be great, and then when we look on the flip side of things, the devil sits there and puts people in our path to sit there and bring us down and take away that greatness, right? So you're sitting there and you're like, yo, I respect them, but yo, I need to do what I need to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Still gotta represent.
For
yeah,
That's
sure.
the that's the MC that's in them. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
MC part said, I still gotta represent now.
got to.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, yo, I could be on this joint with Lucifer. I could be on this joint with every other person that was under God and all that. But you know what? I still need to shine. It doesn't matter
Got to.
what it is because the energy that God put in me means
Yep.
that I need to do this, and that's what I'm gonna do right now.
Yep.
And
So we
you
gotta
know,
play this record, man.
no, the my story. We got the my story, and then after that, we gonna drop the rose joint. So
Oh
the rose,
yeah, yeah,
the
man. Let's
roses,
get
right?
it.
We gonna drop the roses.
So go ahead and
All right?
announce the My Story 2.0, and you know what I'm saying, tell the people your name again and introduce the joint, man.
Yes, sir. So this is 2.0, and I'm dropping my song called My Story featuring the OG Project Pat, man. Y'all check it out. Yes, sir.
Gang, it's the
So
I was sitting on the toilet, right? And I was just thinking, like, where I really came from and how I got here. Came a long way.
Now it all started with a conversation and my ex-girl. She told me that I was free to go and find my next girl. She had found another man, told me his name was Jesus. Said that he was Michael Jackson bad and I would have to beat him. So we split. I met God knowing, boy, it was a blessing. Went from having it to lacking it, just label it some pressure. I was homeless, I was getting sleep on bitches at the college. I was in, but all I had was enough money for the knowledge. But I made it, had a lady and some babies from her. I used to pray for better days, cause I wasn't having enough. I used to slang CDs at Kroger just to buy us some grub. But life wasn't life and I just felt like God had made me for more. I done cried about it, I can't lie about it, ain't gon' die about it. Had to rise about it, I can't hide, I had to fight surroundings. Want a better life, I had to pray and change my mind about it. Notice things would change when faith and action got a straighter line.
Thank the Lord that I'm still alive. Look at where he brought me. Still on the earth, in the trenches, blood bought me. Back in God's family, moving like a soldier now. In this world, he gon' hold you down. Round for round, homies still in it pound for pound. But I pray that they come to the knowledge of the truth. Every day on these beats, I spit knowledge in the booth. Street, college, I'm the truth. I done graduated, I got Christ in my life. Ooh, I done elevated, penetrated to the ears of the killers and the goons. I'm talking to the ones off the pills and the shrooms. You can live your life better now. Gucci sweater now. God's life will lift you up, that other bring you down.
Slow down bad. Hey, God told me come and take a walk with him. Started talking to me, put on big game. Now suck, told got it stuck with me. I done lost everything I love twice. You don't win big without a sacrifice. I was ready to call the whole life quits. Then I seen purpose in the hard times. See, if God got me, then God got me. Nothing happened to me, it was all for me. Had to quit looking for a fair chance. Gotta stand up in it, took a chair stand. Came a long way trying to walk godly. Everybody used to be a somebody. I was on what I was on, but all that changed with no girl. And I gotta keep the main thing is the main thing. Cause the same thing with a name change can make the main thing look lame. And the best part start the same line. See, the best teacher be the pain. If it hits you right, it's a game pain. But it don't work in reverse, sort of a death thing, like a beast thing. Got a sixth sense, so I see things like a big table with a seat change. And a slave owner with a big change. I be time and talking over beat time. I was made solid in my DNA. Got the racial purpose and a great name. And a big bark and a big frame and a big bite like a great dame. Got more game than an Xbox. Would've thought a fella was a PlayStation. Freely give, but my buttons hard to find. God made it so I wasn't user friendly. Keep my circle square to avoid hating. Ain't no better way to see the try. Execution easy, but you need patience. It's the time and really gotta keep patience.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You don't win big without a sacrifice.
Yes, sir, man. You gotta talk to him, man.
That John hard right there, man. You said it was hard to tell the difference between him and Project Pat. P Money. He was on that thing. He was on that thing, man.
But I see how you said you was like, nah, this is what I'm about to do because this is what.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You definitely put your foot. You definitely put both feet inside of it. I can't say just one because I know you 2.0, so you do everything twice. You put both feet inside that joint.
Listen, I got 4 kids. I got 4 kids, two boys and 2 girls.
Woo! Yes, sir. You do it for the kids, baby. For the kids.
Yeah, man.
Definitely a balance. I got to give it to you on that. Like, but this is where when I did the reference to like the Chingy vibe, this is where I was like, yo, I got a little bit of Chingy in there when it came to you, and it was the My Story joint. But I think it was more of probably the tempo of the beat and everything else. Like it was a little more up tempo, so it wasn't what I'm used to when I listen to A music. So it reminded me of Chingy a little bit. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I can rock with it.
Hey, I
but
Y'all
respect
rocks
it.
with it, man.
still rock with it all day. It's not. It wasn't a bad thing. I didn't refer to Chingy like you was gonna be dismissed.
He mean
Yeah,
Holiday Inn Chinky. He don't mean Scandal caught out there with the with the with the that Chinky, not that one. He mean
right.
his Holiday. He mean Holiday Inn Chinky. But let
The
me,
one that had a music career.
that one. That's what he
MTV hit
talking
the
about. Yeah,
billboard.
yeah. There you go. Not the Scandal Chinky. He talking about the
Yeah,
music career Chinky when he was
Hey, man,
popping. That's what he. Yeah, he comparing you to that one.
I'm
yeah,
honored.
yeah,
I'm honored to be compared to somebody who's accomplished such things, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it is, man.
no,
So
and
so I see how your eyes lit up when he said that rose, man. Talk about that rose real quick.
Oh, the roses, the rose. You know what I'm talking about? So the roses, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So roses was a song that was like my ode to black women, man.
Okay.
Um, I feel like one, we overdue for a song like that, but then two, I just had a moment sometime last year. I was sitting in the studio and I don't know, I was just kind of thinking about like everything, a lot of my wife especially. I was like, man, a lot I've changed and grown and matured a lot, but it's like, man, a lot of this is due to the woman in my life. But then I
Right.
started thinking about it. I was like, dang, bro, like my mom, my sister, um, and it's a lot of other women that played a big role in my life and helping me to become the man that I am. Shoot, even my daughters,
Yeah.
to become
Without
the man
question.
that I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, you know what? Let me say thank you. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this real phase of gratitude, man, the
Yeah.
last maybe year or two, just kind of reflecting on where I've grown a whole lot. Maybe that's the COVID effect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you sit in
Yeah.
the house and you get real introspective. You start looking at
Yes,
things.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I lost a lot of people during these last 2 or 3 years too, man. So it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
all right, well, let me appreciate, let me look at my life and what's left and really be grateful for what is, man, because I believe that there's some purpose in it that I'm still here, and even though some other folks are not. Um, not to say that anybody did anything right or wrong. It's just, man, with every breath I got, let me make the most of it. And
There it is.
with part of that, man, I wanted to say thank you to the women. And then I started thinking about it on a bigger scale. I was like, man, how many men got the same story where it's like, man, my mama worked and made sure that I had, or made sure that I stayed out of trouble, or
Uh-huh.
if it was times where I got caught up with the law, man, who's the first person to come see about me? Who's the first
Yeah.
person to, you know what I'm saying? It was like mom showed up with the bill money, or mom wasn't gonna let me stay in there too long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if it was on some bull, like
Yeah. That's right. That's it.
whether I deserved it or not. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Mom to the rescue, sister to the rescue. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So it's about giving the women, especially our women, black women, their roses. I feel
Yes,
you.
sir.
I feel you.
Yes, sir.
yo, and I would say this. Um, we are as a people, we hesitate to give the people that we care about, the people that have been there for us through a lot of stuff, their roses.
Mm.
And you should give them their roses while they here.
Wow, they can smell
Right. While they can smell them before they gone. Like
them.
Hmm.
That's it.
that's real shit. And yo, 2.0, like I just want to say this. I can't wait to link with you in person. And we gonna figure this situation out because we probably not too, I'm not from the age, so I don't even know how far we are from each other. But
Mm.
yo, sit there and we can have a glass of water together if that's necessary.
Yeah, clean water.
Clean
Clean
water.
Clean water.
That deer
water.
park.
Yo, but
Smoking
on
that deer park and drinking that deer park in College Park, huh?
right,
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
so
So
you
let's
know
do it.
we can figure it out. So we just want you to introduce this joint because I know that just hearing what you said, I know
This
that
one is special.
this track is very, very special. Like this is one of those joints that came from the bottom of your soul.
Yeah.
Like
Let's do it.
this is not something that I just did just to do it. It came through the transition.
Yep.
So I definitely appreciate it. So introduce it for the people, my G.
All right. As you can see, man, I'm about giving my people their roses, man. And this one goes out to all the ladies. Your mother, your sister, your grandma, your auntie, the cashier, the bus lady, the candy lady in your hood, man. We want to give them their roses, man, and tell them thank you for helping us be the best man that we can be. Roses.
Yeah. It's the
Yeah. I used to want a woman like Monica in the face, Serena Williams in waist, Megan Good in the legs, and tacos made by Yvette. Mentality from Clark, but the combos is something spell me, yeah. She might drive me crazy, but we ride in a new Corvette. I'm matured, and then I wanted Claire Huxtable in the living room. Combos with Maya Angelou and with Mrs. Vendette. Angela by my side, a Coretta putting kids in bed. Michelle in front of the cameras, but Cardi B in the bed. I mean, y'all get the TikTok, I get the OnlyFans. Combos is Black Twitter, ambitions on Instagram. Her network is LinkedIn, but consciousness Facebook. Life a movie, but we share it in seasons on YouTube. It's cool to be the head, but the women, they spine and neck. Their beauty truly divine, way deeper than just flesh. Without you, we a fraction of what we could be perfected. Give a rose to a rose and show some appreciation.
It took a little time, but you're worth it. You was God sent, and I know it. I just had to give you your roses. I just wanna say that nobody can replace all the things you do.
Auntie, granny, or your mama friend. Neighbor, nurse, a teacher, secretary, boss, and shouting them. Mother at the church, candy lady, cashier, management. She keep things in order, upset her, she call your government. Big step of front line, she ain't scared of none of that. Change clothes, cheerleading, she be having plenty gas. Talking she be telling folks I can fly. And I ain't even learned how to jump good yet. God used a black woman too. And he sent a black woman too. And a black woman taught me that tomorrow not promised, so I gotta take a moment and give your rose.
It took a little time, but you're worth it. You was God sent, and I know it. I just had to give you your roses. I just wanna say that nobody can replace all the things you do.
Even got the sample of the dirt on the record, P Money. Did you hear it?
Hey.
Did you hear it, man? You did the music, right?
Yes, sir. Well, I co-produced it. So like
who else was on the production? Who else was on the production with you on this one? I gotta give everybody
there was a guy, dang, Omega. Goes by Omega Kid, man. That's the homie. So he's the one that played the guitar.
Played the bass line. Yeah.
His homie is his cousin actually. His name is Kari. So we went in the studio together, man. I was like, bro, like, give me an E flat, give me a lick in E flat, and then I just kind of, basically, I kind of produced it through them. You know what I'm saying?
Woo, yeah, fire, man, fire. Feeling that.
And then that's my homie Luke G, man. Luke G, I'm telling you, that's the secret sauce, man. Like, dude is like, you'll hear about him, man. He doing some work with Sleepy Brown and his dad. What's his name? Jimmy Brown.
Okay, that's what's up.
Musician. You know what I'm saying? I've known this man since I was 12, man. We went to Woodland Middle School and East Point together, man. So that's like my brother, man. So
shouts out to Luke G.
Yeah, he gonna be on with anything I do. He gonna be a part of it some kind of way.
Yeah, man. Keep him in the mix, brother, because the sound is all right. That's what I'm talking about right there.
I got a question for you before we get up out of here, right?
Mhm.
I got a question. When did you know you was built for this? Like,
When did I know it?
when did you know you was built to do this? Like, make music?
It was probably around 2018. My first song that popped off in Billboard charted.
Right.
Okay.
It's called Lion or Lamb.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it was just a good idea. I had to be convinced that it was a hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me, it was just an idea I wanted to get out of my head. I was just
Right.
trying stuff. I had one or two other songs I just knew was out of here, and they was catchy, but like
It didn't hit like that one.
that one, they messed around. They gave it an opportunity on the. We have one of the biggest gospel radio stations in Atlanta in the country, and it got on the #1 radio station. And they did like a contest, and like a battlegrounds type situation. So it won, but the response nationwide is syndicated in 27 cities. The response nationwide was crazy. Like people calling, like, "What is that? Like, can you play that again?" So they kept it. It was supposed to be in rotation for just 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Twice a day for 5 days, but they kept it in rotation for like a month and a half, until they couldn't play it anymore. The second week it Billboard chart. I'm talking about ahead of like some major people with labels, you know what I'm saying, in the gospel industry. And at that moment it was kind of like, oh, maybe I was right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe these ideas are not just good ideas, they're God ideas. They're ideas that that resonate with other people. And so it's like, man, I just kept honestly just trying to grow and capture moments. And people would tell me that song was a turning point for me, because people would tell me like, that song impacted me because I was going through the same thing. I was feeling the same way. Or somebody told me that song in particular, like, man, they having a conversation about your song in a graduate level studies class at Spelman. I was like, oh, say word, like, for real? Like, they talking about my song? They was like, yeah, because so it's 100% hip hop, but it's 100% gospel too. And it's like, it's bothering people because they, at the time they still kind of decide, do we want to let hip hop in? Is it a form of art, or is it like the devil's music and all this other stuff? And it's like, but it's solid. You know what I'm saying? It's practically sound, it's biblically sound, you can't argue with the message. So it's like, and it happened time and time again. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe I got something. I don't know where it's gonna take me, but I know that I haven't come this far by mistake, by accident, by luck. You know what I'm saying? Luck up. And then every time I try to give it up, something pop off.
They pull you back in.
Yeah.
Pull you back in. See that? Look at God. Look at God. And that's right there was the start of something big right there, P Money. That's what it is, man. Tell the masses, man. Tell everybody watching and listening, man, where they can find you. Give them your social. Give them if you got a website for the music or something you want to, hit them with. Tell all the people where they can get that.
Oh wait, but before we go there, right now, I know it's like at 2 and then it's point, right? So it's spelled out.
Yeah.
Right. So it's POINT.
Uh-huh.
But is that 0 or is that a O?
It's a 0.
It's a 0 at the end. Oh,
okay. P Money trying to get it right for you so he can.
Nah, but he didn't back out. He hit the wrong button.
Wrong button. Well, he'll come back. He's gonna come back. He'll come back.
I saw the finger go up because when I was trying to make sure that we got the
spell right. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, he
boom.
Back. He back. Boom.
And
hold on.
I ain't mean to mess anything up.
No, you're all good.
Now we already know what happened.
Just like it says below, right? That's the right way.
Yes.
Okay.
So really, and the reason I did that, man, I got a whole other like profile on Apple and Spotify and stuff under just the number 2.0. But there are a couple of the artists that have that name as well. And so, and I started to notice that 2.0 is like I don't say I'm ahead of my time, but like there are a couple other people, like it's starting to become popular now. So it's hard for me to find articles and for blog sites, and for it was hard to search just the number 2.0. And so I was like, well, let me go ahead and make it extremely unique. You know what I'm saying? So spell out the word point. And then at first I said 2.0, and there was somebody else, a couple folks with that. And I was like, well, let me throw in the TNT because I'm 2.0 from TNT, the gospel rap group I was in. So, or MN, we on a hiatus till God knows when. My brother, man, he ever with it again, though, I'm with it. So yeah, and I ain't nobody got that name. Ain't nobody gonna have it either.
All right, so y'all know, so y'all know when y'all see it, that it's this 2.0 and not somebody else calling themselves 2.0 because they riding the bandwagon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So it's the same. It's the same on all platforms like Facebook and the Gram and all of that stuff like that.
Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, fan base, everything across the board. It's all the number 2, the word point, the number 0, TNT.
There it is.
And you know who David Tolliver is, right?
David Tolliver. That name sounds familiar.
David Tolliver. He's in the A right now, and but he's from an R&B group that made millions of dollars in records.
David Tolliver. Oh, is he does plays and stuff?
Nah, it's just music.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard the name. I just don't know why I know it.
It just look up David Tolliver. That's my dude. He's in the A. I'm in the A right now. You in the A. You've been in the A. We can sit there and figure some stuff out. So we'll talk about that on a later note.
Okay. But what city you in? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm in McDonough.
Yeah, I know where that's at. Yep, that list.
Yeah, I really don't know where it is when it comes to the A. I don't know.
No, you good. You good. I
have no clue.
I got family down. I got family not far from there, so I know exactly where you at.
I bet. So we can link. We can sit there and get it together. We'll talk about this off air. Just we'll figure that one out. Just talk to Leslie. Leslie, Upscale PR, PR. Get all that going. So
all right.
So 2.0, we appreciate you, brother, man, and we man, we appreciate the message, man. We appreciate the positive influence that you having on the genre. You know what I mean? You definitely opened some eyes tonight up in here. That's some people, a lot of our listeners and our watchers and our supporters probably not familiar with a lot of gospel rap, man. So you might be the first experience that they having with the music, man. So I'm glad it was you, brother, because you definitely had some quality product, and look forward to bigger and better things for you, man. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Salute.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Have a great night, man.
100, 2.0.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Later.
I think that's the first. I think that's the first gospel rap that we've had on the spot before. P Money, am I right?
Like it literally is like that.
That was dope. That was dope, man. I'm not gonna lie, B, because I for one, I'm partial. I'm very, I'm very critical of all everything that comes through here, man. Sonically, it was on point. His lyrics was on point. It wasn't like real cheesy or boring or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he actually, it was impactful. It was interesting to listen to. You know what I mean? Like I was genuinely into everything that he was saying in the music, man. That's dope. I can't ask for no more.
Yo, it is wild though.
Dope, man. It's dope.
It's because as far as when we look back to the infancy of hip hop,
yeah,
like there have been some adjustments or whatever.
Yeah.
But we all know that when it comes to hip hop, it's the expression of self. unapologetically. Like we're not sitting there trying to be apologetic with what we're doing or what we're saying. We're saying what we're saying, and it's either you gonna like it, love it, or you gonna leave it alone. Like that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And
There's no
this,
it's and not to cut you off, I was gonna say it would be interesting to see what the people who are always critics and have negative things to say about hip hop. It would be interesting to hear what they have to say about this type of music if they were to hear it. And you know what I'm saying? What would you saying? What bad could you say about this?
yeah. And the crazy part is that I have connected a lot of the with a lot of DJs in the A, right? I probably got maybe 5 to 10 DJs from the A,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a whole gospel coalition. Whole, but when I say gospel coalition, you would think like you was going to church and you
Yeah.
was listening to, you know, some of the stuff we used to hear, but we
Yeah.
talking about gospel hip hop. These dudes is banging just like the dudes that be banging on the radio. But the only thing
And
they don't curse, and the message is
and,
more biblical than anything else. But it doesn't
and I
even
was
sound like that.
and
It
I was
doesn't
gonna
even.
say I was gonna mention that too, P Money. I'm glad you brought that point up. Because like in hip hop, hell, the only MC I know that didn't curse and was really respected like that was probably Rakim. You know what I mean? So um when you hear gospel rap, right away you start thinking, okay, they ain't gonna be cursing, they ain't gonna be talking about bees and what I'm saying, this, that, and the third, and there ain't gonna be no heavy misogyny or drugs or stuff like that. All of the elements that make up a good rap song. I'm just playing, but you know what I'm saying. You prepare your mind. I guess that plays in your mind, and you kind of get your mind ready for it. But when I hear somebody like 2.0, when I hear his music, especially the joint he did with Project Pat, I mean, it's definitely not what you expect. You know what I mean? It's almost like I said, at any moment I expected to hear that damn Jeezy, that yeah, like I was waiting for it. You feel me? That's how
You was listening for the
that's
snowman. The snow.
yeah, that's how close to secular music it was, but sonically it was there. Like I said, the message was there, the bars was there, even without the cursing and everything. And I'm just, I don't know, man. Um I guess I'm kind of in disbelief myself, but I'm glad, it was a positive, it was definitely a positive experience, a positive vibe, and I'm glad that we can have some music that's like this, that the critics can't tear apart. They can only uplift it. They can't tear it down.
Right. And you know, we had an award ceremony, and I don't know if you want to get into hip hop news right now, but we
Yeah,
just
we
had.
can. We can because that's all I'm gonna talk about. Really, is the what you about to say. Go ahead.
I
You could
bet.
you could throw it.
So, all right, hold up. Let me find it before I click on it. Before we go into the hip hop news. Fuck, where is it? Oh, here we go. All right, boom. We ready.
All right.
High level radio, only on 106.1 high level FM. It's about that time of the night. Let's get into these smooth grooves one time for the one time.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Sean Reezy with the hip hop news this week, and all I'm gonna touch on, of course, is the VMAs, and I'm talking about the MTV Video Music Awards. If you saw it, uh, you probably are familiar with a couple of the things that I'm going to talk about that went down. If you didn't see it, how can I describe it? It was multicultural, to say the least. Let's just say that it was definitely multicultural. I do understand it's MTV, so every kind of music lives there. There was K-pop, which is this kind of like Asian fusion with pop music that they're doing now, and they call it K-pop. There was a lot of that. A lot of our Latino artists got some shine. You know what I'm saying? I think Bad Bunny won best new album or best new artist award. I forget which one it was, but he won a trophy for that. Shouts out to him.
That's the water.
And best new artist. There you go. And then of course we had the regular hip hop awards and the Taylor Swifts. She came home with a trophy. Taylor Swift is the shiznit to them. But I want to talk about aside from Nicki Minaj getting the Video Vanguard Award and performing that night, she did a damn thing. Shouts out to Nicki Minaj. I want to talk about this whole Lizzo incident because I feel like I got to touch on it. Everybody's, making this big controversy about, what she said and the critics getting on her and this, that, and the third, and body positivity and fat shaming. And it's like this, man. I feel like this. The only group of people that they do that whole body positivity thing. Oh, you can't shame her for being fat, and you know what I'm saying, do your thing. You know what I'm saying, you're the shit. You're so brave for coming out and showing your body. The only people that they do that to is us, is black women. You don't see them raising up no fat white woman like that and praising her for her fatness. They don't do that with nobody else. You know what I mean? So you got to, at the end of the day, you got to look at, and then we talked about this at the beginning of the show. You got to look at when somebody is laughing with you and when somebody is laughing at you. You know what I'm saying? When somebody is trying to give you a backhanded compliment, when in reality they really don't approve of what you're doing. You know what I mean? You got to be very, aware and cognitive of what people are trying to do and why they're doing it. You know what I mean? So I just want to say that I'm not criticizing Lizzo for her size, and I'm not criticizing her for her talent. She's an amazing talent, but I just want to say that sometimes we have to take a step back as a people and understand the messages and the images that are being promoted about us. And we have to ask ourselves why. You feel me? That's all I'm saying, man. Just, pay closer attention to what's going on, because otherwise I sound like I'm a bully and I'm beating up on Lizzo. And everybody is getting on Ari Spears because he said that she looked like a plate of mashed potatoes or something like that, and was making all kind of jokes. I mean, Aries is a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Corey Holcomb been talking about Lizzo for the longest time. You know what I'm saying? He's a comedian. This is what they do. We got to, stop being so super sensitive about these people when they have their opinions. Just like y'all love her, some people don't love that. You know what I mean? So they're going to criticize her and they're going to talk about it. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. It's your boy Sean Rizzi with the hip hop news this week.
Yeah. And,
yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro.
And it's I just want to say this, right? If this is something that people really need to look up, Google the shit, micro aggression, right? Because a lot of that stuff is what a lot of people that are in power kind of do. It's something that comes from people that are narcissistic or they're almost sadistic. So some of these comments and some of these things, we don't even know how to take them, but we need to know how to deal with them at the same time. So microaggressions not really, it's something that we as a people had to deal through a lot, but it's not something that we should worry about so much, because at this day and age, with the amount of education that we're able to receive throughout what we've been through and what we've done, we should be able to brush that off. And Lizzo's going to keep doing what she do. I'm sorry, she's going to keep doing what she do, and she's going to be great in her own body and her own state. And
she's winning. She's getting the money. You know what I'm saying? But let's not let that overshadow the message that they try to portray about us. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. We just got to
Yeah,
be aware of what's going on.
And I get that too, because it's if you don't look a certain way, your bag ain't gonna be that great.
They wouldn't.
Like,
What they applaud and what they praise is not what they will want for themselves. Just like, you know what I'm saying, they hate us, but they ain't us. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want to be us because they don't want to be subject to what we are subject to. But they're very comfortable with embracing the parts of our culture that they enjoy and trying to take it for their own. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna switch. I don't want to sit on that too long because I know we're getting close to the end of the show and whatnot. I just want to before you play the top 5, I just want to give middle finger of the week is going to the lawyer of Courtney Clenny. If you don't know who that is, that's the white girl who stabbed her black boyfriend. She was abusive one night. I've got the proof on video. She stabbed the black boyfriend to death during an argument, domestic dispute, and they're trying to get her off. I think her lawyer is saying that instead of second-degree murder, she should get at the most manslaughter. When if it would have been a brother stabbing a white woman, this wouldn't even be a discussion anymore. It would be all over already. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just let's pretend like we're in the real world and handle it like big girls and big boys. But anyway, go ahead, P Money. I know you want to.
Yeah. So let's get into the top 5 of the week.
No particular order.
No particular order, but it is the top 5 of the week on the.
You niggas better stand still. It's the commander. Bill, both hands filled with fire. I make your big homie retire. I turn this little town into the wire.
Sis get lit, done with it. 004 in the 8 to get low. 213, can you see? Walk with me. Every area code. 6.
I made a block on my own. Nobody taught me a thing. My house wasn't a home. My whip wasn't a Wraith. My kicks wasn't the J's. All I had was a gun.
Screaming fuck bitches, to the fuck bitches. I'm up bitches, no dose. What bitches? Pearl handle 38, booms in the cut.
New York flow. For years I've been getting New York though. They know that my gun blow. Straight out that 914. Either here or on tour. Got more pussy than Al B. Shaw.